What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are building another set of car stands. All right, guys, if you regularly follow along with the channel, you would have seen in a previous video where I built the car stands over there. So this was probably a few months back where we were expecting a tire shipment and I needed to clear up space in the shop because obviously I have a lot of projects, a lot of cars taking up space, and I needed to maximize the area here. So I ended up building some car stands for me to put the S14 Zenki on top of the RX-7 and essentially clear up one car space. But as you can see right now from the shop, everything is full again. There's cars in here, no more vacant space. You would have seen that this is our new car that we got this summer in our Goaki container, our first Japan container. And yeah, we have run out of space yet again. But there is one area that is still unoccupied, and yeah, we are building another set of car stands so that we can put a car up on the stands and have another space underneath it. So I've already made a video on making that first set of stands, so I don't want it to be too repetitive. I think in that video I did show a little bit more of the process. So in this video, I think it's gonna be hopefully a little bit shorter. For this one, I don't have a height restriction the way I did on the stands that I built over there. Over there, I had the ceiling height, obviously, and yeah, had to follow a restriction of height over there, and I had to make sure my math was correct. Only certain cars can fit there that are lowered enough that they can fit within that space. But over here, I want to be able to fit a normal car under the stands. And then obviously up here, we don't have that big of a height restriction. So we have got our metal material already cut. The only thing I have to do is cut off some of the ends to a certain angle and then drill out some holes with a hole saw, drill some holes into our plates, cut the plates. It's not too much. It's a lot less than if I had just raw material and had to cut everything. So again, this video is not going to be as detailed as the previous video. If you want to watch the previous video, I will put the link to that video somewhere up in here or up in here, and you can watch that. This one is going to be more of a instant satisfaction video, maybe, where we'll see this car up and maybe have another car parked underneath it or an empty space, whichever one. But yeah, I guess I'm not gonna waste any time. I've got a few cuts to make and a few tacks to make. I guess I'll just montage maybe whatever I can montage here and get these stands built. Okay, actually first I moved a bunch of cars around. The S15 is now on the hoist and the rest of the cars are outside, so we have a bigger work area to do stuff on. So I'm gonna pull some of this material out, just kind of lay it out and figure out which pieces are what and what I have to cut and what I have to drill. So let's get this stuff all spread out. All right, so I got everything laid out. I actually wiped down some of the square tubing, or all of the square tubing, off camera, just because it is fresh from being cut. So it's all coated in the cutting oil and all that stuff. But pretty straightforward. These pieces, I don't need to cut. These are essentially the base of the uprights. It's mainly these guys that I'm gonna have to cut. I need to cut an angle into these. These are essentially going to be the two vertical pieces on the uprights of the stands. This will all make more sense once I start getting into it. But yeah, I'm gonna start by cutting the angles into this, and then we can kind of start mocking up the uprights. All right, actually, just to give you guys an idea, I just kind of laid out what the pieces were. So that one is the base, those ones up there is the top, and then these ones here are the vertical pieces. So what I was talking about was I need to cut, obviously, an angle into this piece and into this piece to get them to sit flat. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Just gotta cut those, all those, and then we should be able to start mocking things up. All right, so got the uprights cut with the angles, so I can show you now. It's more straight, leading up to the top cross beam here, and managed to notch this upper bar as well, and the rest of them over here. So that was not fun, but it's done now, and the bar pretty much fits in it. I'll probably have to fine tune a little bit. But yeah, so basically the bar is going to sit in here and then one in here, 2 per stands. And that is basically how the car will sit on it. The wheel will sit in between the two. But yeah, gives you a rough idea. It's a little late tonight to start welding it because it's dark outside, but probably pick this back up in the morning, get things tacked up, and start welding things out. It should be quick after this. All right, so it is the next day. Just wanted to show you how the top bars of the uprights are supposed to be. So I have them notched so that the tubing, or the DOM tubing, can sit in. And obviously it's not going to be 4 pieces, it'll just be 2 per car stand, so 1 on each side. I just put 4 together to see if I needed to do any fine tuning to the notches themselves, but that looks good. And obviously I had to move the metal back to the side last night to get the cars back in, and now I can set up the stands and tack them up, try to mock one together. All right, so I got the uprights tacked up, all 4 of them, and I ended up test fitting or mocking it up with the bars to see if it was okay. It was, so I ended up welding everything out, and so the uprights are all fully welded, and I moved on to cutting out some gussets. So this plate is 3/16, and it's basically just gonna go in between the bar and the upright to brace it. So to give you an idea on the previous ones that I built, those gussets are these guys right here. So with that cut out, I can continue and move on to the next thing I'll probably do is these are plates for the caster wheels. So I will probably drill all the holes out for that, just round the corners, and I should be able to get that ready to weld to the bottom of the uprights. I think I'm gonna do that next, and then from there I'll be able to mock up the stands with the bars and maybe start welding them in. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so I ended up chugging along and got the uprights fully welded out. Even had a chance to add the plates for the caster wheels onto the bottom and have the crossbars in place with some gusseting. Everything is just tacked right now, but I managed to keep it pretty level. So you can see here, it's pretty level here. And yeah, it's feeling pretty sturdy now that everything is pretty much tacked up. So now I can just go ahead and start welding everything out fully. So we'll do that, and then we'll have to do the same thing for the other one, and then we'll have to add wheels. So yeah, let's keep moving on. All right, so we got that last stand fully welded up and gusseted, and even mounted the caster wheels onto it. The only thing left to do on this one now is some bracing in the middle, but I'm gonna do that after completing the second stand. So the second stand, we are at the same stage as earlier before. It's all tacked up right now, made sure it's level, and we've got our gussets tacked in place. So now I can go ahead and just weld it out and put the casters on, and we'll be in the same place as the other one, and then we can do the middle braces for both of them. And just like that, the stands are complete. As you can see, we've rolled the two cars back all the way so that the hoist underneath is clear. But yeah, we've got the middle bracing welded in, everything's fully welded in, caster wheels are on, hardware is torqued, and our stands are complete. So now all we have to do is roll the stands underneath the car and lower the car onto it, and then we'll play musical cars and kind of shift everything around and get the S15 over here. So let's do it. right, guys, and there we have it. The car stands are built, and we've maximized our vertical storage in the shop, parking the S15 up there, and now we were able to get the G35 in here because we may go ice drifting this winter, so I wanted it to be at the shop so that it's ready, and everything else is still in here. S13, the wife's S13, the Datsun, and yeah, I can still work on this car because it's on the ground and well lit right here. So yeah, that is it. It's our second set of car stands, as you can see, or if you saw in the previous video where I built this set of stands for this sort of underneath the mezzanine office area. So this time I went a little thicker material. The DOM tubing, I went, I think 3/8. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Definitely made it taller so that we can fit, you know, taller cars. Even the Blit will fit under this. Obviously not the pickup truck, but now you're probably wondering, I probably could have put another hoist here, which I did think about. I actually looked at a 2-post hoist as well as a 4-post, but the issue was a 2-post would have been too intrusive to the work area. The posts would have had to have come out to here, and then you basically have no workspace against this table. And then the 4-post would have been an issue with getting the forklift out if I ever needed it. The tallest one I could find would not clear the forklift. So I even looked into dollies to move the 4-post out, but that would be too much of a headache. So decided not to do that, and not to mention the 4-post and the 2-post. The pricing was kind of crazy, so I didn't go that way. And I ended up building these. All the metal, all the material was under $1,000. So I think that was pretty good considering a hoist would have been a lot more than that. Yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out. And if I even wanted to, I could work on the car like this too. You probably saw in the video, I mean, you probably saw previously when we were moving it. It is a little difficult to move. It's not like something really easy to move, but it's not something that you're moving all around the shop really. It's really just put the car on the stands from the hoist, roll it back, roll it forward. That's about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Put it down in the comments. What do you guys think of the stands? It's not anything new. If you've seen, there are other people that have stands like this, but I just thought it was a good way to maximize the storage in here. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it entertaining. If you did, make sure you share it with your friends. And as always, guys, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.